I believe it took at least I don't even know. It took a long time for me to get that edit done though, at least a month. Just because I would do like 1 or 2 hours a day and just be like, okay, that's enough. I'll do some more tomorrow. Because when you first start, you never really have the motivation, as far as I see it, or how it was for me. As I never really had the motivation to just sit down and edit for a long time, like I do now, like 8 hours a day kind of stuff. You never really do that when you first start. But anyways, so once that edit got released, it's still on my channel. You can go check it out if you want. I'll actually link it in the description, and you can go check it out for yourselves and tell me how my first edit was. So give you a little bit of background knowledge, history on where it came from. So after that, I kept doing edits for just Sparty, and he was the only person I did edits for because he was the only person that I knew that like feeded and sniped at that time. And so I think around maybe the beginning of Black Ops 2, and I started, well actually, yeah, and like around the beginning of Black Ops 2, I started getting people that wanted edits, and I just do edits for free, and I would just play around with the program, see what I can do with it, and just give out free edits practically. And that took me a little bit of ways and got my name out a little bit more. At that point I only had like 10 subs, not even probably, and I really just kept trying to get better and better. And after that, oh yeah, Sparty got an opportunity to join M40A3 really close to the beginning of Black Ops 2. He had an opportunity to join M40A3, and so I was given the opportunity to do his introducing, but Joda did not like it at all, the edit that I produced. And obviously that was like my not even like 5th edit, I think, something like that. And obviously I wasn't like great at editing at that point, but like I could put out a decent edit for what I was worth. And so I had to end up redoing the episode, and I did it again with different song choice, different style kind of, and he still didn't like it. So at that point, Sparty was actually kicked from M40 because there was problems between the leader. I'm not even positive on who, the whole entire reason why, but so practically those edits were for nothing. Alright, so, oh man, it's hard to think, guys. So really what happened was I just ended up putting up those edits, or I didn't even put up the first one that I did on my channel, and I put up the second one. Actually, no, I didn't. Sparty put up the second version of the edit on his channel, and I had it on as unlisted. And at that point, it was like halfway, not even, no, it wasn't even halfway through Black Ops 2, sorry. And yeah, sorry that I'm kind of like pausing. I gotta remember all this here, because I'm trying to give you guys like the whole story, but it's difficult to remember like absolutely everything that's happened. So and so I was obviously doing more edits for other people, getting better and better, which was really, it was motivating me to do more and more. And but it came to the point where around probably like 1/4 into Black Ops 2 so far, it was just starting to get boring, and it just wasn't getting anywhere. It seemed like I wasn't in a clan at that point. I wasn't anywhere, so I was just like practically your run-of-the-mill free roaming editor, I guess you could say. I forgot what the term is. Freelancers, another, I don't know. Anyways, it just came to the point where it seemed like it was pointless. So really, I didn't feel like doing any edits, and I practically stopped editing for at least like, I don't know, a couple weeks, probably 3 or 4 weeks. There was a period where I didn't want to edit. People wanted edits, but I didn't want to do it. And well, it wasn't a lot of people either, but there were still people that were like, dude, can you edit this for me? Or like other friends. So it was like 1 or 2 people that I had to reject just because I didn't feel motivated. And at that point, around the end of that point, Sparty was talking to Xgen DMAC, and you might know him now as Darth DMAC, but he was pretty far up there. I think he was co-leader at that time, co-leader of the YouTube team, I believe, and he was talking to Sparty, and I got an invite from Sparty. And in the party, he was there, and he's like, "Dude, your edits are pretty sweet." So we were talking for a bit, and he gave me an opportunity to get into XGen. So that's practically how I got into XGen. Was DMAC recruited me, and that really gave me a lot of motivation to continue on. That was one of my biggest motivations as far as getting somewhere, was that. And so I really I still thank him for that. He got me started into more and more editing, and he got me going practically by recruiting me, because XGen was one of the teams that at that time I wanted to get into. So I ended up actually being recruited without having to do anything really, because he liked the edit that I did, the second version of Sparty's app. So gotta think. So practically from there, I just kept doing edits, kept getting better and better, and yeah, that's practically what happened. As I just kept going in XGen for a long time. People would come and go, and I believe in XGen for 6 months. And after that time, I was getting really repetitive. I don't know. I was starting to look for other teams, and that's when I started doing a bunch of RCs and trying to get into a different team. And I think I did around 5 or 6. No, I did. Yeah, actually, no, I did do around 5 or 6 RCs trying to get into different teams, which none of them I did get anywhere with. So that was kind of a disappointment, kind of a downer, and it just happens like that though, and I understand it. But I did do really good edits. I'm not gonna brag, but I gave it all in all that I could at that time as far as editing, and I didn't even get placed in any of them, and all my friends got mad at that fact because they all thought that I did really good on it and deserved more than what I had at that point. But, geez,